Hello and welcome to The Soul Work. The Soul Work is all about LGBT plus self-help. In this week's episode, I want to talk to you about what to do when you experience homophobic, biphobic, transphobic or interphobic abuse. If you're ready, let's begin. Let's start off by defining what we mean by homophobia, biphobia and transphobia. What we're talking about here is a range of negative attitudes, feelings or actions directed towards homosexual, bisexual and transsexual people, or those perceived to be gay, bisexual or trans. Interphobia relates to negative attitudes, feelings or actions directed towards people who are believed to possess biological sex traits that are not typically male or female. How does it show up? If you're like the majority of the population, chances are you'll Google this. And when you do Google it, you'll come across two different phrases. The first is hate incidents, and the second is hate crime. And I'm going to talk through the difference between the two for you now. We're going to begin with hate incidents, and these can take many different forms. I'm going to run through a few so you get the idea of what it is that I'm talking about here. Ready? Okay, let's begin. Verbal abuse, such as name calling. We've got things such as physical abuse, violence and attacks, and that can include things like hitting, punching, pushing, and even spitting. Hate incidents are also things such as threatening behaviour and threats of violence, intimidation, harassment, and those can cause fear or discomfort in the person on the receiving end. Teasing, bullying, online abuse, cyberbullying, including through social media channels, hoax calls, abusive phone or text messages, hate mail even. Harm or damage to your possessions, such as your home, your pet, your vehicle for instance. Graffiti and arson. These are all examples of hate incidents. I hope you get the idea there. Now, hate incidents are classed by the police as a hate crime when a criminal offence has taken place. Let's talk about what to do if you experience homophobia, biphobia, transphobia or interphobia. If you are experiencing any form of hate incident or a hate crime, there are a number of different ways that you can report it. In an emergency, always dial 999. At any other time, you can contact your local police force by dialing 101. Through the power of the internet and magical ways of being, you can now also report crime anonymously through the police website. That website is True Vision, and I'll put the link in the description below for you. But listen, it's really important that when you report the incident or the crime, if you think that it's motivated by hostility or prejudice based on your sexual orientation or your gender identity, you must tell them that. Okay? It's really important that you do that. Let's talk about work for a minute. If you have experienced any act of hostility or harassment because of your sexual orientation or your gender identity at work, you may have a discrimination claim under the Equality Act 2010. So check that out. If you're experiencing any sort of incidents near to or at your home, you may be able to get your local authority or your landlord, if you have one, to take action under their antisocial behaviour powers. If you're at school and you're experiencing any sort of bullying around your sexual orientation or your gender identity, the school should deal with it under their behaviour policy. So speak to them. Don't keep quiet about it, go and speak to them. They should also cooperate with the police and social services if they become involved. They may not need to, but they may have to. If you're looking for other support, you can get some more support from Stop Hate UK, and also be sure to look out for support groups in your local area. There's loads of them around. Get on the internet, have a look, see what you can find, and go and visit some, go and get some support. It's out there, it's there for you. All of the links to the websites that I've mentioned in this little section, they're all going to be in the description accompanying this episode, so if you're looking for those, check out that description. Now, most people stop here. They don't do what I'm going to tell you next. However, this next bit, it's vital. You need to process it. Are you listening? You need to process what happened to you. Because if you don't, it's going to have a negative impact on you and your health. And it will also become ingrained in your subconscious mind. And you really don't want that to happen. Here are 3 fundamental things that you must do after you've reported it. The first is to journal about the incident. And what I'm talking about here is writing down what you experienced. Write down how it made you feel. How did you respond, both in the moment and after the occasion, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Get it all out on paper. By doing this, what you're doing is you're processing the experience. And through that process, you'll strip away the emotion and the story that you've now attached to it. The second thing is, once you can no longer feel that emotional charge when you think about the event, I want you to look at it from another perspective. What could have been going on for that person? What might be happening in their life right now to make them do what they did? And yes, listen, you'll never know if this is true or real, but it will get you thinking about it. And it'll take you out of the equation. After all, listen, this experience, it wasn't about you. It really wasn't about you. It was about what was going on inside the other person at that moment in time. The third thing is to release the emotion and the story that you've attached to it. To learn how to do this, the best thing for you to do would be to watch the episode called How to Let It Go. I'll put the link in the description below. In that video, I talk you through a releasing ritual, how to let go of all that baggage, all that emotion, all of that story that you've attached to it. Check out that video, it'll explain everything. When you do all 3 of these things, you'll ensure that you don't hold on to the experience consciously and subconsciously. It's vital for your health and well-being going forwards. Are you looking for an LGBT support group? If you are, search for Come On In Campaign on Facebook. It's a group, and in this group we talk about the things that really matter to us. We're talking about things like relationships, health, self-help, personal development, spiritual practice, sexuality, culture, gender, coming out, dating, all of that stuff. It's a safe and nurturing group where we're supporting each other to be real and authentic in all aspects of our lives. I'll put the link to the group in the description below, so if you're interested, hit that link and request to join. And listen, if you want more LGBT self-help tips just like these ones, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And also, if you like this video, please hit the like button and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on The Soul Work. Take care. Bye for now.